Angelo Marashi was an Italian missionary of the Catholic Church who spent his career in Ethiopia. He was prefect apostolic of Gambela, and became vicar apostolic there when he became a bishop in 2010. He spent his career in Ethiopia, where he was provincial councillor for the Vice Province Africa, Ethiopia, Eritrea from 1998 to 2001 and pastor in Dilla, South Ethiopia, from 1991 to 2000. On the 25th of November 2000, Pope John Paul II named him the first prefect of Gambela, Ethiopia. He was briefly hospitalized and died at the Salesian Seminary in Brescia, Italy, on the 25th of March 2020 from COVID-19. Dominic Covarrubias was a Filipino actor who appeared in approximately 200 television shows and films. Covarrubias received a Gonzales Award for Best Supporting Actor for his role in the 1979 film Jaguar. He also won the Best Actor award in the 2014 Cinema International Film Festival for his performance in Moba, Angrisiko. Covarrubias died on March 26, 2020 from complications of pneumonia. He was 66. Before his death, a coronavirus disease 2019 test was administered. On April 1, 2020, 5 days after his death, his test came back positive for the disease. Ito Curator was a Filipino fashion designer who specialized in conceptualizing bridal gowns and Filipiniana clothing. Among his notable clients were Hollywood actress Sharon Stone, former Philippine President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo, and Filipino actress Pia Alonzo. At the first Miss Universe Philippines fashion show in 2019, Curator's works was among the featured in the exhibition. He and his partner Miller were admitted to a hospital in mid-March due to COVID-19 symptoms. Curator died on March 26, 2020 due to pneumonia, a complication from COVID-19 infection, and kidney failure. Bertolav Holmqvist was a Swedish trombonist who was active in the European music scene since the 1960s. Holmqvist was born in Skellefteå. A completely self-taught musician, he began his career in a Swedish armed forces band, I-20. He first took up the tuba, switched to valve trombone, and then to slide trombone. Starting as a freelance musician, he managed to land a job with the Swedish radio big band in 1963 but continued to freelance throughout the 1960s. During this period, he often worked with Björn Ulvaeus and Benny Andersson, who were later members of ABBA. He also worked regularly with American musician Quincy Jones. Holmqvist died on the 26th of March 2020, after suffering from COVID-19 and Alzheimer's disease. Princess Maria Teresa of Bourbon-Parma was a French-Spanish political activist and academic. She was a member of the House of Bourbon-Parma, a cadet branch of the Spanish royal family. She was a socialist activist, earning the nickname Red Princess, and a monarchist who supported the Carlist movement. Maria Teresa was a professor at both of her alma maters. She was also a socialist activist and fought for women's rights. On the 26th of March 2020, Maria Teresa became the first member of a royal family known to die of COVID-19. She died at Hôpital Cochin in Paris at the age of 86. Naomi Munakata was a Japanese-born Brazilian choral conductor and academic teacher based in the city of São Paulo. She was conductor of OSESP, the choir of the Orquestra Sinfônica do Estado de São Paulo, from 1995 to 2013, and then principal conductor of Choral Paulistano Mario de Andrade at the Municipal Theatre. She was among the choral conductors in South America who have contributed to the strengthening and stimulation of choral music, according to the Cambridge Companion to Choral Music. In the COVID-19 pandemic in Brazil, Munakata was hospitalized on the 16th of March 2020 at the Hospital Alemão Osvaldo Cruz with symptoms of the infection, and died on the 26th of March 2020 at the age 64. Luigi Roni was an Italian singer. He made his singing debut at age 22 at the Spoleto Festival USA with the opera Faust, in which he played Mephistopheles. His singing partners included Montserrat Caballé, Luciano Pavarotti, Placido Domingo, and José Carreras. He sang at multiple opera halls, including La Scala, the Vienna State Opera, and the Metropolitan Opera House. In France, he performed alongside other opera singers at the Chorégis d'Orange and at the Paris Opera. In 2004, Roni founded the Il Secchio del Muse Summer Opera Festival, held in the Secchio Valley. Rani's final role was in April 2019, when he played Simone in Gianni Schicchi at the Teatro Carlo Felice in Genoa. Roni died in Lucca on the 26th of March 2020 at the age of 78 due to COVID-19. Michael David Sorkin was an American architectural and urban critic, designer, and educator. He was considered to be one of architecture's most outspoken public intellectuals, a polemical voice in contemporary culture and the design of urban places at the turn of the 21st century. Sorkin first rose to prominence as an architectural critic for the Village Voice in New York City, a post which he held for a decade throughout the 1980s. In the ensuing years, he taught at prominent universities around the world, practiced through his eponymous firm, established a non-profit book press, and directed the urban design program at the City College of New York. He died at age 71 during the COVID-19 pandemic due to complications brought on by COVID-19. Hamish Wilson was a Scottish actor from Glasgow who was best known for briefly taking over the role of Jamie McCrimmon for part of 2 episodes in the 1968 Doctor Who serial The Mind Robber when series regular Fraser Hines was ill with chickenpox and unable to attend the recording. The change of actor was written in as part of the story when Jamie is turned into a cardboard cutout and has his face removed by the master of the land of fiction. The Doctor's first attempt to reconstruct his face is unsuccessful. Eventually, Jamie's real face is restored when Hines recovered. Wilson died from COVID-19 near his home in Rutherglen, Lanarkshire on the 26th of March 2020, at age 77 during the COVID-19 pandemic in Scotland. Daniel Eustace Pilar was a Spanish cyclist. He competed in the individual pursuit at the 1968 Summer Olympics. On the 26th of March 2020, he died at the age of 75 due to complications of COVID-19 during the pandemic. Daniel Azula was a Brazilian visual artist, comic book artist, and educator, with vast and diverse performance in the press and on TV as a draftsman. He is most known for the children's franchise Do Amadou Lambe Lambe. He traveled the world exhibiting, giving lectures and conducting workshops on art, education and social responsibility. Awarded in Brazil and abroad, his works of contemporary art are part of the collection of private collections and large companies. In 2009, He taught drawing on videos for the old website, made specials for Canal Futura and even participated on TV Ratimbum. In 2013, he launched the Dibo website, an online drawing course for children. Daniel died on March 27, 2020, in Rio de Janeiro, after being hospitalized for 2 weeks at Clínica São Vicente, in Rio de Janeiro, due to leukemia. There, he contracted COVID-19 and died of complications caused by the disease. Thandikam Kandavire was a Malawian economist and public intellectual who was a chair of African Development and professor of African Development at the London School of Economics. He is a widely published scholar on the social sciences in Africa. His research focused in development theory and economic and social policy. Thandikam Kandavire was awarded honorary degrees by the University of Helsinki, University of Ghana and York University. He was chair and professor of African Development at the London School of Economics and Political Science. He was Olof Palme Professor for Peace with the Swedish Institute for Future Studies. Thandikam Kandavire died in Stockholm, Sweden, on the 27th of March 2020, aged 79, following a stroke in January the same year. Jesus Gayoso Rey was a Spanish Lieutenant Colonel Civil Guard, head of the Rapid Action Group since 2014. During his professional career, he participated in several humanitarian missions abroad, being assigned to the mission in Afghanistan between 2009 and 2010, and in countries such as Tunisia, Belarus, Mauritania, Niger, Turkey, Bulgaria, Chile, Israel, Iraq, Finland, Romania, Honduras, and Morocco. He was appointed as leader of the European Union project Garci Sahil, where police from African countries similar to Gara are trained. His last commission was in Niger, where he was deployed with a company of gendarmes on the dangerous border with Mali. He died March 27, 2020, due to complications from COVID-19. Stephan Lib was a German insurance manager. He was the CEO of Swiss Re from 2009 to 2012 when Michel Emlai succeeded him as Swiss Re's Group Chief Executive Officer. He co-founded Aquat Holding AG, where he was Vice Chairman of the Board of Directors, and Aquin AG. He also co-founded Paperless Incorporated, now Yes.com AG, where he was Chairman of the Board of Directors. He was also chairman of the board of directors of Celsius Pro AG. He became an AXA director in 2012 and chairman of the AXA Audit Committee in 2013. He died on March 27, 2020 of complications from COVID-19. Orlando Keith McDaniel was an American football wide receiver. He played college football for the LSU Tigers and professional football for the Denver Broncos. He appeared in 44 games at LSU, totaling 64 receptions for 1,184 yards and 3 touchdowns. Drafted by the Broncos in the second round of the 1982 NFL Draft, he appeared in only 3 NFL games and did not catch a pass. McDaniel died in March 2020, a victim at age 59 of the COVID-19 pandemic. Noel Michael McConnell was a British-born American architect and co-founder of the Kelman McConnell and Wood architectural design firm. In 1962, McConnell, who was a Columbia University graduate student at the time, and Columbia professor Gerhard Kalman submitted the winning design for Boston City Hall, which opened in 1968. McConnell and Kalman moved to Boston shortly after winning the competition and founded their firm, now known as Kalman McConnell and Wood, in 1962. He died March 27, 2020, in Beverly, Massachusetts, due to complications from coronavirus disease 2019. Mustafa Aksoy was a Turkish sports writer, medical doctor, neurologist and academic. He worked in the Istanbul University Psychology Clinic and later worked as the head of Health, Culture and Sports Department of Istanbul University. He subsequently worked as an academic member of Istanbul Anatolian Sports Academy, Eskişehir Health Academy, and Istanbul University Sports Vocational School. During his career, he also served as chairman of the board of the German hospital, was in charge of the neurology department at Haseki Hospital and worked as head of the Istanbul University Medico-Social Center. Aksoy died on the 28th of March 2020 due to complications from COVID-19. Kirsten Bergans was a Swedish radio presenter and director of music for various radio programs. She worked for Sveriges Radio, where she worked as a director who selected songs to be played in the radio station's programs. She retired on the 31st of August 2017. On the 7th of October 2017, Bergans presented Jukeboxen on Sveriges Radio P4. She was part of the selection committee that decided what songs would take part in Melody Festival in 2014. She was also part of the selection committee for the Swedish Music Hall of Fame from 2014 until her death. Bergans died on the 28th of March 2020 after suffering from COVID-19. José María Valente Serrano, best known as Chato Galante, was a Spanish pro-democracy activist. One-time political prisoner during the Franco era, he was tortured by Antonio Gonzales Pacheco. He died after suffering from COVID-19 in March 2020, aged 71. Rodolfo Gonzales Risotto was a Uruguayan professor, historian and politician affiliated with the National Party. During the presidency of Luis Alberto Lacalle, he was the Director of Education at the Ministry of Education and Culture. Near the end of the term, in February 1995, he briefly held the title of Minister of National Defense. From 1996 through 2010, he was minister at Uruguay's Electoral Court. He wrote a book, Women and Politics in Uruguay. He also did work in electoral theory. His work included Direct Democracy, the Case of Uruguay, which examines the referendum as a political instrument. He died in March 2020 of COVID-19, becoming Uruguay's first death in the pandemic.